person, Dr. Dan.
It's great to be here in Macon County. My kids played various kinds of ball in a Division I or in a 1A school, but we would always come over here to Franklin to get our behinds whooped at least once a year. So it's great to be back here. My name is Dr. Dan Eichenbaum, and in the tradition of our founding fathers, I'm standing up for election to Congress. As a practicing physician for the last 34 years, this past week has been very painful for me, and I assume that it's been pretty painful for you. We are witnessing in Washington today a corruption of the legislative process that is truly obscene. They are trying, without our consent, to pass healthcare legislation that will harm every single one of us in this room. I started the week angry. I got progressively furious as the week went on. And by yesterday and today, I felt like a very hungry tiger in a cage with food all around outside the cage. And I feel like that because no matter what we say, no matter what we do, those people up there are just not listening to us. That is what the problem is with what is going on in Washington today. So I thought, what is it that I could do? What would be the most important thing that I could say to you people to convince you that I would be the right candidate? What one thing could it be? It's not what programs that I would propose or what anything that I would do except for one thing, and that is to represent each of you the way you want to be represented. You will have complete access to me when I'm in Washington, D.C. I will be back here in the district very often so we can have open town halls. How many town halls has Heath Schuler had? You can count them like this because he hasn't had any. He's afraid to appear because he knows that what he is doing is not what the people want. This is very, very much about freedom. That's what we're talking about here today, freedom. You will have the freedom to contact me by the electronic medium. You can tell me how you feel. My job is to tell you what legislation is coming before me. Your job then is to tell me how do you feel about that legislation. The first thing that I will ask is the legislation allowed by this document, the Constitution of the United States? If it is allowable by this document, then yes, if you want it, I'm going to vote for it. If what you want is not constitutional, then it's my job to explain to you why it is not constitutional and why I will not vote for it. So, I am your candidate of freedom. I'm asking you to trust in freedom. Thank you very much.